My wife lost a lot of weight to gain the attention of her work crush. How do I move forward? After we had our kids, my wife gained a lot of weight, like 80 pounds, and honestly I was fine with it. I thought she was still hot and my desire for intimacy never waned. So for a while she was fine with her weight too. Fast forward to 5 years and all of a sudden my wife gets really into fitness and nutrition. She buys a Peloton, goes on a strict diet, and loses all the weight and then some. She looks like she did when I met her in her early 20s. She looks great, but like I said, I thought she looked great heavy too. Then one day last week she comes home from work and I can tell something is really bothering her. I ask what's wrong, but she's just evasive and distant. This lasts a few days before she finally breaks. She tells me that the reason she was so determined to lose weight was because she wanted attention from the guy at work she has a crush on. She said that all the women have a crush on this guy and she just wanted his attention. Well, apparently she got too much of it on the day she came home so upset. He had apparently been flirting with my wife for a few weeks, and that day he asked her if she wanted to have dinner with him after work at a restaurant that just so happens to be in a hotel. He heavily implied that they could get a room afterward or even skip the restaurant and just get room service. She tells me that to this point it was all just fantasy in her head, but now it was real, and she snapped out of it. She realized that she'd gone way too far. She declined his invitation, of course, and felt she needed to confess what she'd done to me. I was crushed and still am. First, I'm actually upset, she told me. I know this is some form of cheating, but I didn't suspect anything. She could have just kept this to herself and not pass her burden on to me. So the thought comes to my mind that maybe she wants me to dump her so she can be with this guy, and that's why she is telling me. So I ask her that and she breaks down crying. That's not what she wants. She says she loves me and just wanted to be honest with me and apologize. Nothing physical happened, I'm pretty sure of it. I can track her phone and also have pretty free access to it. She never hides it, leaves it everywhere, and that phone never leaves work. I suppose she could be cheating on her lunch break and leave the phone, but I just don't think she'd leave the phone and not be available for the kids. So I don't think I want a divorce. I love her and we have kids, but it's just eating at me that she did all the work she did to be attractive for another man. I don't know where to go or even what to ask of her. I just need some advice. Update, 8 days later. I want to thank everyone for commenting on my original post. I got some good advice, but above all I just needed to vent, so thanks for listening. I talked more with my wife after my first post in an attempt to understand why she did what she did. From what she tells me, every woman in the office swoons over this guy. They all flirted with him, my wife included, and he never flirted back. A few of the single ones have basically thrown themselves at him but still got nothing. So my wife thinks to herself that when she was younger and thinner she could and did have guys that looked like him chase after her. So she wanted to prove to herself that she still could get the attention of a hot young guy if she wanted. To answer a common question, yes, she was very heavily flirting with him. But she says that he knew she was married, and since she didn't plan on ever being with him alone, it was harmless. Now that I think about it, she was in a great mood in the few weeks prior to her breaking down. She was kind of all over me as well. We hadn't had that much intimacy in years. She tells me that it wasn't so much the guy at work heating her up, but how his attention made her feel. Which again, I always given her plenty of attention. Why that wasn't enough to make her feel good about herself, I don't know. And that's really what hurts me most. What I thought of her didn't matter. She says what I thought did matter, but she asked me if she walked past me on the street at her heaviest, would I turn and look? I don't do that with anyone, but I would still have found her attractive. But I guess I see the point she is making. When she was younger, she did get a lot of head turns and she got used to that. She liked the attention, and when that all went away it made her depressed. In the end, I think we will be okay. I'll get over this, but as of now I'm not letting her know that. I told her she needs to go to therapy and work on why she needs this external validation from people she doesn't care about. She agreed to do that. Like I said in my original post, I don't think she did anything physical with him. We have Lifestyle 360 and I see where she goes, and she goes straight from home to the office and back every day. She either brings lunch or gets something delivered. I just don't think that happened. I acted cold toward her for a few days. It may have been a little cruel, but I wanted her to sweat a little and think I was questioning the relationship. Selfishly, I wanted to see her panic and try to win me back. I felt I needed to see she cares what I think of her. She was a mess, bordering on desperate. She cried a lot, which will eventually broke me. I love her and couldn't stand to see her sad. So in short, she is going to go to therapy and we will do couples counseling down the road. Thanks for all the advice, everyone. Commenter, is the coworker single? The fact he chose a hotel instead of his place was weird to me. If he isn't, you might want to tell his partner. I'm glad you're happy with the resolution. Commenter 2 hotel? Absolutely there is a partner. If she wants to stay married, she gets to tell his significant other that she pursued him and caught him. Because I doubt she snapped out of it before they went to a hotel. She might have chickened out when it was time to go up to the room, but I wouldn't be shocked she did go upstairs with AP. Commenter 3. Your wife cheated and you were just a little cold for a few days? Hope you're at least warm under that giant red flag of hers.